Hi, welcome back. This is iTutorExpress, and today we're going to learn about how to do a PowerPoint presentation and how to create a planet project research on a planet. In this case, it's Saturn. So the project starts out with project name. Well, first of all, before anything, Google your planet free pics and use all the pictures that are there because they are amazing. And when you put them in a project, the teacher's you're gonna wow the teacher because it's all visual. When you see the visual, you sometimes don't even read that, the project when you see that it's so beautifully made. So creativity is number one in any project. So make the title, big and beautiful, Saturn, and put something that's exciting in the beginning of that cover page, like the second largest planet in the solar system. Wow. And it's the gas giant, 10 times more than Earth. Those are things that are very exciting about Saturn. The number one is planet name. What is the name of your planet? Then answer exactly what it says. Planet Saturn. Okay, so what did you learn about the name of your planet? Well, I learned that Saturn got its name after the Roman god of agriculture and harvest. Okay, now give a brief history of your planet. Put brief history. Okay, make sure that when it goes down line by line and answering the questions the way they are on the project, that you make sure that you're going to get points for everything. 4 billion years ago, gravity moved gases and dust to form Saturn. Galileo Galilei discovered Saturn in 1610 when he saw that it had rings and believed that they were moons on each side. Of course, that's not true, but back then that's what they thought. Huygens was the first to discover Saturn as the largest moon. Cool. Next one is location of planet. Where is it located in the solar system? All right, that's called Saturn's location. Now we're going to put down where it is. Orbits in the sixth position of the solar system. What did you learn about its orbit? Location is, keep talking about the location. Location is about 9.5 times as far from the sun as the Earth. That is almost double as far from the Earth. Now, what did you learn about its orbit? I learned that Saturn orbits the sun about 1.4 billion kilometers. That is about 870 million miles away from the sun. Is it an inner or outer planet? Saturn is an inner planet because then you have to answer the question, get a little bit more about it. Okay, because why? Because it's one of the closest planets from the sun and it's mostly made of rocks. Next question is composition of planet. What is your planet made out of? Okay, look for a great picture of the inside of your planet and start putting pieces together, like find out what each piece is. And then it says, what is the composition of the atmosphere? So there's 4 things that you need to find out in Saturn. 3 things are inside and 1 is out that we need to explain. The 3 inside is the molecular hydrogen, liquid metallic hydrogen, ice or molten rock. And then the atmosphere it's a thick layer atmosphere, hydrogen, helium, methane, and ammonia. And I don't know if you remember in 3rd grade when you learn about the outer, inner, and core, use those words. So the thick layer atmosphere, what percentage if you Google it and you find it? 75% hydrogen and 25 helium, and almost a small amount of methane and ammonia. Now, let's talk about the mantles. The outer mantle is made out of molecular hydrogen. The inner mantle is made out of liquid metallic hydrogen. And the core, which is the middle part, is made out of ice or molten rock. So another question is it considered a rocky planet or a gas planet? Well, Saturn, a gas planet. There you go. You're answering the question. What is the composition of the atmosphere? We answer all those. What are your planet's measurements? And maybe some more information about the composition. Okay, let's give some more information. It has no solid surface, mostly made out of hydrogen and helium, which is what stars are made out of as well. So Saturn is made out of the same material that stars are made out of. Super cool. The surface and atmosphere merges. Oh, so that's hydrogen and helium is the surface and atmosphere together. Got it. Okay, that's important. That's interesting. Has the lowest density of all planet. That's one of the unique characteristics. We'll learn about it later. 1/10 the density of Earth. 2/3 dense as water. Therefore, Saturn can float on water. Wow, I like that. Super cool. The temperature is minus 288 degrees Fahrenheit. Who could support that? It's freezing cold. Measurements, diameter 120,540 kilometers. That's 10 times bigger than the Earth. Super cool stuff. Keep repeating the super cool stuff. Then the next question is moons. How many moons? Well, then, if you want to know about the moons, answer that question. Just put the question down. How many moons does Saturn have? Okay, now here's the answer. 150 moons and moonlets in total. But if you Google it, they're going to keep saying 62. 62 have been confirmed and 53 have official names. Titan is the largest moon. Yeah, if you know the largest one, put it in there, 5,150 kilometers. And then it says, what did you learn? I learned that Titan is larger than Mercury and Pluto, and it has an atmosphere. Let's go back to the 150 moons. The 150 moons is all the moonlets, okay? All the little tiny moons that don't have names that they consider a moonlet, so they count it as one of the moons for Saturn. Next question, rings. Does it have rings? Well, obviously Saturn has that beautiful ring. And so what did you learn? Okay, so if that's one of the questions, then put it down. How many rings does Saturn have? Now answer the question. Saturn has 8 rings, 3 main rings and 3 dusty rings. What did I learn? I learned that there are more rings, but confirmed there's 8. And the other expert says that there's 150 rings. So how many are there? Therefore, it was unclear to know how many. So that's what I learned. Nobody's clear on how many rings does Saturn have. Rotation and revolution. Write down rotation and revolution. How long does it take your planet to complete one rotation? Okay, 11 hours to complete one rotation. How about one revolution? 29.7 years to complete one revolution around the sun. So that is a very long time, but it's interesting and it's a fact. The last thing that the teacher wants to know is what are the unique characteristics of your planet? Well, for Saturn, let's go back to whatever, it's almost like the conclusion of your project. So you can repeat the things that you learn and the things that are exciting and that makes it different from other planets. A unique characteristic of Saturn is that it is lighter than water because it's the least dense planet in the whole entire solar system. You wrote that before, write it again because that is a unique part. Due to this 12,700 kilometer rings, it is called a ring planet. If you didn't write it before, write it now. It's a unique characteristic. It's the only planet that's called a ring planet. And it takes 29.4 Earth years to orbit the sun. That was one thing that was very important that you found out, and you rewrite it on that unique characteristic. It's a conclusion sheet, okay? Making sure that you learn these things, and that's why you think those are unique. And then the last but not least are resources. And it says at least, you probably use like 25 to 30 resources, but they say put at least 3. So if it says at least 3, then write 3. Put 3 down. Exactly how you see it here. Okay, don't just write planet, or you got it where you can click it and go to that website. That is all for now. Get an A. Bye.